A thread by Carlos Osuita. Every day, in every way, Democrats say or do something that drives voters into the camp of Donald Trump. I present the thoughts of Robert Reich, a Clintoneer from the beginning. Robert Reich tweeted, "When this nightmare is over, we need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It would erase Trump's lies, comfort those who have been harmed by his hatefulness, and name every official, politician, executive, and media mogul whose greed and cowardice enabled this catastrophe." Leftists say this is what South Africa did after Nelson Mandela became president in 1994. What Reich means is that we're living under apartheid. The mind boggles. This argument appeals only to raving lunatics. Remember how I keep telling you that Democrats and the press are completely out of touch with reality? Here's reality from Liberal Hive Mind, link in the thread, Republicans take over Facebook top 10 shared list. See Exhibit A. Number 1, Fox News. Number 2, Donald J. Trump. Number 3, Ben Shapiro. Number 4, Dan Bongino. Number 5, Blue Lives Matter. Number 6, Fox News, 1 and 6. Number 7, Ben Shapiro. Number 8, Sean Hannity. Number 9, Franklin Graham. And number 10, Dan Bongino. Exhibit B. More reach than the New York Times. Judd Legum tweeted, over the last 90 days, the network of pages that promote conservative brief has generated 30.65 million engagements. That's more engagement than the main New York Times Facebook page generated over the same period of time, 26.48 million. So much for the Biden landslide. What we're seeing is a preference cascade. The bigger and faster it gets, the bigger and faster it gets. Preference cascades always work in one direction. During the final 2 weeks of the campaign, Trump will lose 0 support. Biden will continue losing Democrats and independents. James Lindsay tweeted, "Frankly, going to unhappily vote Republican, including Trump, until the left walks this shit all the way back." James Lindsay is talking about this article. From the New Republic, the Constitution is the crisis. There's no reason why a rigged Supreme Court should have the final say on the law of our land. The writer wants a country without a written constitution. The only major country without a written constitution? The United Kingdom, and that is why the government can do whatever it wants. The citizens have no codified rights. Imagine living in this country with no codified rights under President AOC. See how it could happen? But the Democrats are shot. Trump infiltrated them with Judas goats who rose through the ranks for 20 years. And now they're working their magic. This is why Trump was a Democrat for so long. To learn how to defeat them. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Sun Tzu. This is why I have no patience for, "I sure hope you're right." Hope has nothing to do with it. I read everything that Trump ever wrote, and I read or watched every interview with him. Link in the thread to George C. Scott as Patton saying, "Rommel, you magnificent bastard, I read your book." And I read Rommel's book, Infantry Attacks. That's why this book has this title. For those of you just listening, it's a GIF of the book Rommel and His Art of War by Erwin Rommel himself. While you were hoping, I was researching. I never doubted Trump. I doubted the American voter. They just re-elected Barack Obama after all. Now, I no longer doubt the American voter. But The only reason that Trump will win in a landslide is that he delivered like a son of a bitch, regardless of what was happening. He deliberately differentiated himself from previous politicians by adopting a completely different style that will ensure his landslide reelection. This is completely worthless advice. Trump must up his game for the next debate. The poor guy says that Trump must repeat Romney's suicidal choice to go easy in the final two debates. Steve Schmidt's advice: you've won. Now you need to be presidential. So Obama and the moderators gutted Romney, and he stood there like a child and took it. Trump needs to do what Trump decides to do, period. The argument is that the undecideds will be turned off if Trump stands up for himself. Nope. Undecideds aren't waiting for Trump to change. They're waiting for Biden to give them a reason to vote for him. One of the stupidest things everyone in the entertainment business does is hire someone for a particular skill and then try to change them. Ask any musician, singer, actor, or whomever. They take a winning formula and ruin it. Trump is winning because he fights. And finally, all sane people know what the stakes are. The endless violence and the outlawing of employment and public religious worship have shown us how close we were to totalitarianism. Americans love brinksmanship. They always pull back at the last second. I used to think this was a massive cultural deficit, but now I understand that there's nothing like experiencing something for yourself to clarify your thinking. You can always count on Americans to do the right thing after they've tried everything else. Winston Churchill. Churchill's mother was American. And finally, this from Poll Watch. Latest party affiliation data from Gallup shows Republicans slightly overtaking Democrats. Republicans 28, Democrats 27, Independents 42. Note, Democrats down 3 from previous 30 to 27. Last Republican lead was pre-COVID, February 28th. In the middle of a pandemic and endless violence and economic stress, Trump's landslide is in the bag. All is well.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.